Hey, class of 2016. I'm Emily. If you didn't know me last year, I graduated in May from Faith Academy and just finished my first semester of college here in the States. I'm at a state school, a branch of A&M called Texas A&M University Commerce, and it's a pretty small school, but I really like it. And I just finished my first semester, and I'm in the third or fourth week of my second semester. And college is crazy. It's completely different from high school, but it's so much fun. You have so much freedom. Um, and the thing is like you have to choose what you want to do, who you want to hang out with, what you want to be involved in. And that's really, really important. And the biggest thing, in my opinion, for college that I learned my first semester was how to manage time. I did a horrible job of managing my time my first semester of college because you have your academics, your social life, and your sleep. And one of those is always going to be lesser than the other two. And I didn't get sleep, like at all. I mean, I was going to bed like 2, 3 a.m. every single day just because I was being social or I procrastinated my homework and my assignments and stuff like that. And so that's one of the big things is you have to balance all of that because you're going to have a couple hours of schoolwork every night and you're going to have, intramural games or like a service to go to or a meeting or something depending on what you get involved in. And then you need sleep. Like, you need sleep. You cannot just run on coffee. Coffee's helpful, but you can't just do that. And so you got to like balance it all. Just don't get overwhelmed. Just have fun with it. It's awesome. Um, yeah, so one of the biggest things in college is that since you are balancing your time and doing all these different things, it gets really stressful because it's not like high school where it's like, oh yeah, that assignment, okay, like I can do that in, an hour. Like college, everything builds up. You always have something to do, and if you feel like you don't have anything to do, you're missing something. You always have something to do, whether it's academics or somewhere you should be because you have something else going on. And so it's really stressful, but don't worry too much. I spent a lot of time my first semester worrying because I'm a worrier. I like to be, I'm a perfectionist, like to get everything done on time and, get all A's and stuff like that. And it's not that big of a deal. College is important and your classes are important, but your friends and the relationships you have with people and your relationship with God is a lot more important. And so don't stress too much because things balance out and they work out and you get better as you go, okay? That's important because I'm still really bad at that and it's something I'm trying to do better. So a lot of people have like this misconception that if you go to a secular university, then you're never going to find good Christian people. And I had that perspective. I grew up in the States until I was 14, and then I moved to Faith. So I was in a public school and then a Christian school. And then for college, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I wanted to go to a Christian school, but I'm at a state university instead because that was God's plan for me. But I kind of wanted to stay in that similar environment to Faith. And coming here to this smaller state school, I really didn't expect to find anyone that shared the same faith as me. A big, big part of my school is sororities and fraternities, and like hardcore parties like you see in movies. Like, I'm not joking, they definitely have parties like that. Those exist. And it's not necessarily like awful if you go to them, but there definitely are things to be aware of if you're at a state school. But one of the really cool things is that I have found some of the most genuine Christians and people of faith that I never thought I would find here at a state school. And I found them within the first few weeks. I met them at orientation and we became friends. And from the get-go, they have been my go-to people. And so just because you're at Faith and you're in that bubble, don't think that you have to go to a Christian school and stay in that bubble. There are plenty of good Christians at, Christian schools, but you're at Faith and you know that some people are really good at going through the motions and being, kind of fake and stuff like that. And so it's really important to find people that share the same faith as you. So I want to encourage you, like, if you're going to a state school, those people exist and they're more genuine than some people I've met at my home church or at Faith or at, other universities and stuff like that. Like, there are really, really good Christians out there. You just have to look for them. And once you find them, cling to them, because they're great. They're really important, and it's important to build relationships with them. But it's also important to reach out to other people too. So don't get completely blindsided by that as well. So you're gonna have professors and people, roommates, people that don't agree with you and your beliefs, and that's okay too. You definitely learn a lot from them about yourself and your own faith as you get to know them. So that's kind of college, in my opinion, just little tidbits of information for you. Your last semester at Faith. I see y'all's pictures. You look like you're having so much fun, and I was the same way. I loved my senior year of high school. It was so much fun. I just want to encourage you guys to continue to enjoy the time you have. Spend time with your friends because they're important, and that chapter of your life is about to end, which is sad, but it's not bad because there's really good things ahead for you too. But just be aware of that and be ready to kind of cope with that change. Spend time with your family. They're really important. Don't completely forget about them. They're really important. Don't take things for granted. Don't take Faith for granted because you're going to miss it. You're going to have moments where you miss the Philippines and you miss Faith and you miss those people that understand you because they're missionary kids and you're at a school and they might not understand you. And just take it all in. Enjoy every moment, every last, every first when you get to wherever you're going. Reach out to people in the community there. Really enjoy the Philippines itself and the things that it has to offer you. And just whatever you do, seek God in all of it. Okay, just remember to keep Him as your focus. That is absolutely key for whatever you do. Lastly, listen to Mr. Hong. Okay, you might be like, oh, I know that and this and no. Listen to Mr. Hong. He knows what you're talking about. When you're going through your first semester of college, things are going to come up in your mind, and you're going to be like, huh, Mr. Hong knew what he was talking about. Okay, it's important to pay attention in that class. You might think you don't have to or you don't need to, but you do. So that's it. Congrats, guys. You're almost there. I can't wait to come see you guys graduate.